Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today we are going to present our group work about national education policy. Is the members of the group. The leader for our group work is Nur Alia binti Mama Azni, that's Nur Eliminti alias Siti Sofia Nadia binti Ar-Rashid, Afina Dania binti Mama Efi, and the last one is Nur Dana Shaira binti. Education policies refers to the body of laws, rules and directives that control how education institution, program and system are run. Next, education policies introduced after gain independence in 1957, and the Ministry of Education are responsible for the policy. Ministry of Education formed on 1955 and have agencies under it known as the Ministry of Higher Education. It was formed on 2004, which means 90 years ago. Ministry of Education consists Cabinet of Nation that have been appointed by Yang di-Pertuan Agong on the recommendation by Prime Minister. The first holder as a Minister of Ministry Education is Abdul Razak Hussain from 1952 until 1957. The purpose for the education policy is to make sure all the students have access high quality education that acquire the skill and knowledge which are required for their success. Integrate children of all races into a national education system where the Malay language is the primary instruction module. Policy problem is education during COVID-19. COVID-19 outbreaks affect policies around the world, especially in Malaysia. The transition to online learning and distance in classroom, they require significant modification of the conventional classroom structure to ensure that students and teachers can learn. Productivity has become one of the main obstacles. Therefore, the concern of this obstacle have also been raised about how technologies can be accessed and whether all students and teachers can get equal access to the internet, especially students from disadvantaged families. So, Malaysia's government and educational institutions have taken initiative to overcome this problem by providing tablets, laptops, and improving internet connection in rural areas to ensure all the students have equal access. Besides, teachers need to complete their vaccination before entering work. If they do not complete the vaccination, they are not allowed to teach in the class. Next problem is miscommunication. Malaysia education brought all the races together in nation and taught them to respect each other. Before independence, they have miscommunication between races, which is Chinese stay in city to get good education, but the Indians and Malays stay in a state and village and did not get the same level of education as Chinese. So, after independence, government starts to make policies to overcome this problem. Education is important for individual and people, especially for new generation, because this is the only way to make them aware of their environment, especially when they have to process to learn new things as languages and environment. People who learn and speak more than one language have bright future. They will be high respect and regarded by society, and their chance to getting better education will be big and high. Quality of educational system. New generation getting more creative and mature. Therefore, Ministry of Education needs to improve the education system to make students always have a high quality education system, and it also need to become a relevant national education system according to current trends. As we can see, KBSM and KBSR have been changed to KSSM and KCSR. According to Datuk Seri Mahathir Khalil, this is to make a balance of knowledge and skill. Next is Malay language serve as communication language. These policies can unite students of various races. It can give space for students to get to know each other regardless of race and religion. Since Malaysia national system want to make Malay as the medium of instruction conversation in the classroom. This also can make education system become more effective and efficient because all students are united and can work together in a system regardless of race.
Policy actors can be defined as a group of individuals who participate in policy processes and whose preferences will ultimately determine the policy choice. This includes individuals, corporations, and other collective entities who possess policy preferences and the desire to realize them through their participation in this policy-making process. So, in this national education policy, there are three categories identified as main actors. Firstly, executive, government agencies, and non-governmental organizations. Firstly, executive. This group refers to the people who compose the policy. In a parliamentary system like in Malaysia, the political executive consists of the head of the government, the Prime Minister, and the ministers who form the cabinet. The role of the Prime Ministers and Cabinet Minister Malaysia are important as the policy reflects the political will of the government of the day. The Prime Minister usually will propose a big content of policy that will benefit the whole nation. Policy actors such as Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development, and the Ministry of Rural Development are important to achieve Malaysia's educational system goals and purpose. Next is government agencies. The policy actors have specialized in particular subject matters and are knowledgeable so that they are able to help or assist in the policy-making process.
To continue, for this part, there are three implementation strategies of this policy. The first one is under school programs. To start with, Malaysia education policy has introduced Sekolah Bimbingan Jalanan Kasih (SBJK), which was established for needy children. It includes orphanage children, homeless children, marginalized children, and children without legal identification documents as long as they are citizens. Due to the establishment of this school, those children are able to get the education as other children regarding the concept worked on by UNESCO, which is education for all, and a state in Malaysia education blueprint to meet the system and student aspirations. After going to various meetings to make sure the wise planning had been made in the establishment of the first branch of this school, the first SBJK opened on 19 August 2013 and using the old building of the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur Education Department JPWPKL at Jalan Raja Muda Abdul Aziz Kuala Lumpur that located in Chowkit, which the town of Kuala Lumpur is also known as a hotspot and black area. This is because this area places the highest number of homeless families in Kuala Lumpur. This school also offered education levels from preschool to high school in one premise. So the government first established the SBTK Action Committee involving departments in the Ministry of Education MOE. The main thing emphasized by this committee is the operation of SBJK. This school concept has introduced the learning plans for the students according to their level and needs. The curriculum used for this school is referring to the modified national curriculum. This modification is made to make sure the student can get used to the environment and school culture and to attract them constantly going to school. Also, they are not forced to wear school attire and will be provided with daily meals 4 times a day, which that's one of the reasons those students have a high spirit to attend school. The curriculum implemented in SBTK follows the SBTK education model, and there are three different parts that follow each student achievement level and not according to their age after undergoing a screening test. The first part is the basic module that uses the Linus module, which is basic reading, writing, and counting. This is important because there are cases when teen students do not even know a single alphabet and number. The next part uses the basic academic module that includes a few subjects. For instance, Malay language, English, mathematics, civic, and citizenship, Islamic studies, and moral studies. The last part uses basic vocational education model, which is PAV. Due to that, the school has provided music studios, cooking classes, and other life skill classes. This school also makes an evaluation process to see the level of readiness of students from physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and social aspect in studying by doing a Danatis test. This test is administered and done through focused interview methods and research questionnaire regarding the student abilities and readiness through the PDP process from cognitive, affective, and psychomotor aspects. In addition, this school only focus on a few basic subjects like Malay language, English, mathematics, and health studies. For higher level, it also includes design and technology, information communication technology, history, and vocational skill studies. There is also a department in charge to bring out the hidden talent and develop a good value, identity, skills, and creed of the students there. The school also used a variety of teaching methods, which is multi-grade, by combining more than one group of students in different grades which student learning time is flexible, planned, and according to student needs and interests. Next, under the curriculum program, MOE has introduced Enhancing the Malay Language and Strengthening the English Language MBM/MBI program. This program is basically the reformation of the science and mathematics for teaching and learning in English policy, or also known as Pengajaran dan Pembelajaran Sains dan Matematik dalam Bahasa Inggeris (PPSMI). One of the key objectives of this policy was to develop students who are able to use Malay and English with fluency. There are several activities and initiatives identified to achieve the MBM/MBI goals. The implementation of the 13 initiatives under the MBM/MBI policy according to the 10 Malaysia Plan. There are a few main implementation strategies presented as the main action plan of the MBM/MBI initiative. To start with, the first strategy is to transform the Malay and English curriculum. This strategy implementation has introduced the Linux 2.0 program to overcome the problem of students' ability to master the basics of Malay language literacy and English literacy and focus numeracy on all primary school students at level 1. According to this program, students are able to master basic literacy for listening, reading, speaking, and writing skills in BM and BI. The teachers in charge are responsible for the students to guide the learning students to master those skills by doing fun learning activities involving visual, auditory, and kinesthetic learning styles. Also, they need to conduct Linux PM and BI screening tests twice a year for all level 1 students and collect the result data. This is because the government could see the effectiveness of these programs. To add more, all the facilities BM and BI teachers will be given comprehensive and module usage courses and also will involve the government and MOE to discuss their problems that occurred, the solution needed to help them and improve the implementation of these programs. The table in the slide showed the achievement of this program. The next strategic plan is to strengthen the competence of BM and BI teachers. The policy of MBM focus on the quality of BM and BI teachers in pedagogy, language proficiency, and professional aspects. This can be done through strengthening teacher training in the levels of pre-service and in-service services, strengthening the professionalism of BM and BI teachers, and qualifying the Teacher Education Institute (IPT) as a Pusat Kecemerlangan Bahasa Malaysia (PKBM) and Pusat Kecemerlangan Bahasa Inggeris (PKBI). Hence, MOE planned training programs under the policy of MBM/MBI. For instance, pre-service teacher training for Malay and English teachers and in-service courses (KDP). The implementation of these training programs through short-term courses, courses for teaching methods, and collaborative courses with Dewan Bahasa and Pustaka (DBP), for example. As a result, the teachers can improve their skills and pedagogy in teaching. Also, MOE implements partnership programs with experts from abroad like the United States of America. It includes Program Penutur Jati and Fulbright English Teaching Assistant Program (ETA). The implementation of both programs is the same, where the expert act as a mentor for the teachers at the time to encourage the student to master English. These programs are more focused on the low performance of schools in the English language, and they spend hours implementing the programs by interacting with the students involved and helping the teachers to do various curriculum activities. As a result, based on the Common European Framework of Reference for Language (CFR), according to the KPI Achievement Assessment in September 2013, found that teachers' mastery of English increased in listening and speaking, reading and writing skills, as well as the students. Last but not least, the curriculum program that has been implemented by the MOE is One Student, One Sport. This policy is significant to help students to have a balanced life. This is because this program aims to diversify students' knowledge and experience to develop the students' intellectual, interest, talent, physical, and spiritual towards the development of students' leadership and amendment of aesthetic values, self-identity, and positive spatial values of the students. In this case, all students are obligated to at least join one sport for school co-curricular activity. This policy is also in line with the national sports policy to cultivate sports among the community starting from the school level through two strategies, namely Sports for All and Sports for Excellence. Regarding the Surat Perkhidmatan Ikhtisas Bilangan 16 tahun 2010, pelaksanaan dasar satu murid satu sukan, the implementation of the 1M1S policy can be done through collaboration between the school and government agencies or any other NGOs for school sports development. For example, the ex-Ministry of Education, Datuk Dr. Razi Jidin said the collaboration with the Ministry of Youth and Sports KBS to nurture talent in football through minor league able to produce new talents among the students. Also, the other strategic plan for this policy is to give rewards to those students and teachers that excel in sports. Milo, as a leader in the development of routes for sports in Malaysia, has played an important role as a partner of the Ministry of Education Malaysia and the Malaysian School Sports Council MSSM in making the KPM MSSM Milo Sports Awards a success since 1973 to discover new talents and identify the nation's sports legacy. For example, the recipient of the Gold Award, who is Iza Hamzan, that represents Malaysia in gymnastics events, and also the Female Meritorious Teacher Award given to Chang Xiang Cheng, that helps Malaysia's athletics contingent to win in various international tournaments.
Hi, my name is Afrina Dania and I will explain about the next part, which is evaluation of effectiveness using SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a framework used to assess particular policy so that we can know the potential improvement for our policy, which is national education policy. The first one is S stands for strength. What are the strengths of our education policy? The first one is focusing not only on academic achievement but also on developing well-rounded individual. So they promote the development of physical, emotional, potential growth and also well-being of students. Next, integration of technology in education. They enhance the 21st skills in learning. For example, the teacher will ask open-ended question to student and the student are required to give their opinion or ideas. This is to enhance their critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. The next one is emphasizes continuous professional development programs. This policy focuses on effort to improve the quality of our teachers.
The weakness of education system in Malaysia that has been shaken and tainted by political interference. The introductory language and syllabus has been changed many times for math and science subject. This makes it difficult for students and teachers to accept drastic changes in learning. Secondly, many students drop out when the whole world has hit by COVID-19 pandemic because teaching continue online. This is because for less able students do not have the facility to participate in online classes.
The next one is opportunities. What are the opportunities of our education system? The first one is integrate technology into education to enhance learning and teaching so that the students and teachers are able to use technology in the learning and teaching activity. This is to promote literacy digitally and also so that they can use online platform and find online resources well. The next one is explore opportunity for collaboration with international organizations, research institutions, and other countries. This kind of collaboration can contribute to improve our education system. And lastly, promote inclusive education practices. This is to help the students with disabilities to improve their learning achievement and skills.
There are several threats to education in Malaysia in terms of mental health, which is important to maintain emotional balance. Allowing a person to function well in life a significant increase the number of IPT students experiencing mental health problems such as stress, anxiety, and loneliness. This is because students may have a financial, family, and environmental learning problems that lead to mental problems. Second, threat to the data security of University Technology Mara UiTM applicant due to publishing a list of nearly 1,200 applicant ID, card number and email as unsafe link, which caused the applicant to feel nervous because the data has been leaked and facilitated by cybercrime to obtain information. A proposal to overcome the weaknesses of the education system in Malaysia is to hold a management course for those who should be in education management. This is to hold a management course for those who should be in education management. Second, add online learning material with education TV program broadcast on NTV7 and device assistant for students in need in the parenthesis swap program. There is no doubt that it is the government's right effort to help students get more access to learning material and is the responsibility for education authorities in providing learning material. There are several government alternatives in facing threat in terms of mental health and student data leak. First, HEIs need to provide adequate support to students, including financial support and mental health resources, which the government currently suicide cases and cases of students dying due to the pressure of studying. The second threat is data leak, for which the government has improved the security system by reprising student privacy data. TM1, which is the corporate and public sector branch of Telekom Malaysia Berhad, PM, recommends improving the security system by recommending faster ID verification, cyber security system automation, allow the IT teams to optimize resources, and collaborate with cybersecurity experts to prevent any disrupt and data leak.
To conclude our presentation, the national education policy is among the most important policy in Malaysia. There is a proof of successful implementation in several areas such as increasing student access. However, as mentioned in this policy brief, numerous difficulties and restrictions have been found in the current study. Due to that, the recommendations as stated are meant to provide a fresh perspective on policy reform.